Hi, welcome to a video of my flea market finds for Sunday, August 4th, 2024. I wasn't as busy as yesterday, but I just arrived there and boom! Beautiful jackpot. There's this seller who, well, I think there are two of them. Yeah, there are always two of them. They always lay out all kinds of junk on the floor, but they pick up everything everywhere, and they sort of organize the stuff, and I know they empty cupboards and stuff, and I always check. They always place this kind of stuff at the extreme front right side of their lot, and sure enough, sometimes I find old stuff and boom, an almost full old box of spick and span. At first I thought it was like really early to mid 70s, but I had doubts when I saw the price tag of $3.59. Is that Provigo? I still haven't taken the time to study the label there. I'm not sure. It might be Provigo. I'm not sure. Anyway, I check. I don't see any barcodes. I said, oh, this is old. Once I dropped it in the car, didn't want to carry it around, I noticed it was right here. So I said, oh, maybe it's not as old. Well, on YouTube there's a commercial. I don't know if it's there, but I've downloaded it. I know the 1974 box was different. It didn't have writing here nor here, and the text was different here. Everything else was the same. But in 81 the box was exactly like that. So I'm still glad, because as long as from my childhood, I was like 1981, I was 12, 13 years old. So, but it's awesome. But of course, the bottom had some watering stains. The texture has changed, so I knew I had to get the soap out of there. I filled out this huge jar, plus what didn't fit I put in this one. It's almost full, but it had lumps, of course, because humidity must have struck the inside of the box. But otherwise, whoa, I love finding rare surviving objects like that. And yep, in case you don't know, I collect food containers and grocery items like that from the 70s. In this case, maybe very early 80s. And I got it only for $2. I love getting stuff for a fraction of what I'm willing to pay for. So yeah, I still look at it and spick and span, and it loses its meaning. It becomes absurd just when you stare too long at a brand that you heard 1,000 times as a kid. Spick and span, spick and span. Even in French Canadian, it's on nettoie le plancher avec du spick and span. It was just you heard it all the time. The commercials were always the same brand. Anyway, I have other things to show. Next purchase, something I saw yesterday. Bought a box of 4 of these for Kitchen Hut, 50 watt. I figured out that I didn't need 35 watts just because the bulbs were 35 watts. I could fit 50 watt bulbs, so I got 4 more after the 2 I bought yesterday. $8, no taxes, anything. At the store they're more pricier than that. Then from another seller I found this. I was really happy because that's rare. Yvon Deschamps is, in case you don't know, a legend in Quebec, the most important figure and significant figure in humor, stand-up comedy. He's our greatest monologuist, stand-up comic. I'll say stand-up comic. And this is a program from his greatest show, his 1977 show, out of which he released a double album. This is from October 1977, and it has extensive. This is to show you how important it was. Like this was our Quebec's Prime Minister, René Lévesque, back then, at the time that he released this show. So he was a big name already, and other people saying what they think of Yvon Deschamps. And this is rare. I've never seen this book, so I was really glad to get it, despite the $5 price. I said to the seller, because he's a nice seller, said I would have to haggle for $4. Had you been somebody else, but I'll gladly pay you $5. You know, $5 is something I've never seen in all. I was too young to see Yvon Deschamps back then. I was 9 years old, but I did see his, not the following show, but the show after that. I did have the chance of seeing him as a kid. So I got this for $5. I'm really happy. I collect everything with Yvon Deschamps on it. Then at another table, yeah, sometimes I hate shopping for clothing so much that when I see something cheap, inexpensive, and I know that there's a certain use for it for me, and it's a certain quality, authentic Adidas shoes, and I tried them on, they fit, they were comfortable. I'm going to put a special sole at the bottom though for support for my arc. And I got them, they were 30, I negotiated them to 25, so I got them for $25. Bad. $25 for a pair of Adidas. Then again I negotiated for another item. I'm starting to get more plushes. I said I would. I purged my collection 2 years ago, and I'm filling up on plushes again. I have to stop that, but I didn't have a proper Sylvester. Maybe I do, but I forgot about it. But this one is really neat. It has the applause tag on it. It had stains, so I've used the stains to reduce the price from $10 down to $7. Especially it has a few scratches on the eye here. The stain was on the hand, was like it's still there. I've cleaned it, but it didn't come off completely. Pink or pinkish stain, almost all came off. I love the fact that it stands up, not completely straight there, but it stands up on its own, and I love its belly. And thinking of, oh yeah, there we go. And then I went back to the box of records that actually it was almost 9 o'clock by then, which is late at the flea market. And from the same seller and same box where I got my Push Push album by Herbie Mann yesterday, there was the last records were like poking out of the box, like shoved in. So I knew that I had to take a closer look, and sure enough, there were some new ones, and I took all the good ones. I took all the good ones that I needed. It was a compilation of James Brown, but had some scuffs. First of all, the cover had unglued itself on the top. Second of all, and third of all, I had it already. So because it was $5 a record, 3 for $10, I got this one. Legend, the best of Bob Marley and the Wailers. So now finally I have some Bob Marley on vinyl. This is ridiculous. I felt stupid for not having any Bob Marley at all on vinyl. All I had was perhaps this compilation, I think it is, on CD, and that's it. I'm not even sure I have a CD of Bob Marley, but nice gatefold, record in great shape, 1984 compilation, a little tiny dent at the corner of the sleeve. So yep, I knew I was the first one to check the box. I like that feeling of being the first one. It's wonderful. I got this Aretha Franklin compilation with the shrink wrap still around it, with the $3.87 price of it back then. This is from the did I pick up the year somewhere? I forgot. Anyway, there's 14 songs on this, and I was cautious because I had some issues in the past with albums on the red. I hope we see. Yeah, on this red Atlantic label. Sometimes the sound is really low, and I don't know why. So you have all the surface noise, and the music sounds like crap. Thank goodness this one sounds great. Oh my god, and not too much groove wear at all. So I got this, Aretha's Greatest Hits, and of course it has all the important ones like Chain of Fools, I love. Chain, chain, chain. I just noticed there's Lily B here. I love to see Beatles song covers. Respect, and a whole bunch of, because when I did some spot checking earlier, everything sounded great. And well, those are only two good records. So if I take two for $10, what do I do? Because there was this crappy record that I left behind yesterday when I said there was another record I kind of wanted, but it's a French-Canadian label called Trans-Canada, and as a kid I used to see this at the back. Well, this is a bad example, but usually they would show, not a list, but images of what you could buy. I used to stare at those as a kid playing my dad's records. Anyway, and it's the first time I see it. And I did some research yesterday. Well, a friend of mine helped me. Apparently, it's a band from Haiti, and we found one song on YouTube, Si tu m'aimes tant que ça, which was released later on a compilation on the Metro label, and it sucks. It's really terrible. So at first, it's a good thing I didn't try to because I regretted not trying to haggle yesterday, adding this for maybe $2 for $7 for my Herbie Mann record. But then I saw, so what I did this actually, because I skipped a step here. I didn't want to get those two records plus this one. I said, but then I said, okay, let's forget about this for a minute and try to get a third good record that maybe later I can swap with someone, or let's get my money's worth, you know. So I picked this one, Stevie Wonder, Inner Visions, which I overlooked because I have this already, and I think my copy is pretty clean. And this one has a tear on the label, not the label. What am I saying? On the cover here, from here to here, it's more apparent here. Record is in great shape. I'm glad I picked that one. It was either that one or the best of James Brown, but I didn't like the condition. There was a few scuffs on the record. So and then I said I would take these three. I said, there's this funny record here. It's not very good. I'm talking to the seller. I said, you know, it's just for the cover. Can I get this for like these three and that for $10? And she said, yeah, sure. So I got this for free actually now. And I'm glad I did, because that Chanson Jojo is so bad. It's one of those over the top, so bad lyrics and terrible that it's good again. It's like good kitsch. So I'm glad I got my rare kitschy record there. And of course, my first Bob Marley vinyl record. It's about time. I just never found one for cheap. So it came for $3.33. Same here, and this eventually will be helpful for a swap somewhere. I know in 2024 this record is worth more than $3.33, and this was free. So thanks for watching.